Hello traders, today is the 5th of April. My name is Neville Hornsey, market at YouTrading. And today I'm looking at the Australian dollar versus the yen. Okay, we're going to start with a monthly chart on the Aussie yen. We can see here that since the sort of start of the year, which was a red month in January, we've had two consecutive green months, big impulsive move in March, and April has also started off green. So looking to the left, we're kind of attacking this area here of balance. So we had a drop base and then a rally, then that rally ended up being more of a base and then a drop. So here there was, in this sort of area, there was a lot of buying and selling, and then the sellers obviously overwhelmed the buyers, and we had this big drop down, which then sort of turned into a downtrend all the way down to March 2020. Obviously, stimulus, loose monetary policy has pushed the Australian dollar higher, and now we're sort of seeing commodity prices elevated for longer. We're seeing inflation, so producers are making more money, and Australian dollar is expected to benefit from a rate hike in the future. If we go to what happened last night, RBA maintained their cash rate at 0.1% as expected. They did drop the word patient from their statement. They did sort of notify everyone that inflation is picking up and it's expected to increase further. There was no explicit mention of rate increases within the statement, but obviously the market will be anticipating rate hikes soon. The RBNZ, obviously in New Zealand, looking to raise rates, FOMC raising rates, Bank of England have raised rates 3 times on the spin. So yeah, the central banks are going more into the rate hike cycles, and generally they follow each other. So looking here, nothing changed in terms of monetary policy, but they will be waiting to see what happens over the next few months. Looking back to active trader, looking to the left here, 87% of traders trying to short the Australian dollar versus the yen. The bigger that number gets, the closer it gets to 100, the more likely they are to get stopped out. So based on the monthly chart, their stops are going to be above this swing high from April 2015, and we'll be looking to get up towards the 100 big figure. Going to YouTrading.com for its heat map, see here that the Australian dollar is currently the strongest currency across the board, closely followed by the New Zealand dollar and then the CAD. Weakest is the yen, US dollar closely behind that, and the Chinese yuan and maybe euro are also weakening. So bottom left-hand corner is green, top right-hand corner is red, more of a risk on day to day. Expect to see commodity pairs do well, commodities themselves do well, and then equities and things like that do well. All right, going back to Active Trader platform, going down to a weekly. So we've had non-stop weekly green candles since the end of January 2022. Obviously, 20, 50, and 200 period moving averages are all starting to point up, have been flat. We could get a pullback, if you like, to the breakout level. So we had a October high, big breakout in March. We haven't really come back down to test any of these highs, sort of weekly highs. So there is a possibility that if we find resistance up at this weekly or daily resistance, if we don't quite make it to the monthly resistance, that we come back down and start looking for daily supports. Going down to the daily chart, it's a little bit easier to see what happened, from start of this week. So RBA was expected to keep everything exactly the same. That's what happened. So we're just working on what's happening right now, looking to see if we can stop out those traders, like I said, that are mainly short on this platform. So they could have a stop above the 27th of March high, above the weekly resistance. So we could sweep above that. However, if we were to break through the market structure, swing low here from the 30th of March, then we've got the rising 20, 50, and 200 EMAs to sort of look for dynamic support. We haven't really tested any of the sort of daily highs as such since 23rd of March. So if we break through the market structure, 30th of March, then we could come all the way back down towards this daily high here, look for daily support. By then, the 200 period moving average would probably have sort of risen towards the 85.3 to 86. Then we could find dynamic support there. So I'm looking for a reason for these traders that are shorting the Aussie yen to get stopped out, and then for some sort of pullback so we can all get long. Obviously, if we don't take out the market structure, this swing low, then we could possibly take a dip down and buy the dip around 92, spot 366. So if we take out the swing high here, obviously we're getting higher highs, higher lows. So the next place we could take a long is probably around the 92 spot 4 with a stop loss below this swing low. And then we could, mitigate our risk and then hopefully hunt the monthly resistance and then the big figure 100. So that's what I'm looking for. Continuation to the upside, as long as we don't break through this swing low from 30th of March, and then try and target monthly resistance and beyond. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I'll be speaking to you again tomorrow. Take care and good luck.